These are not construction workers. They are family members who have recently lost a loved one. They're building a living memorial to a parent, spouse, or child.
What we do is a very positive thing. It's helping the environment. It's good in many, many, many ways.
It's called an eternal reef.
We talked about it and decided, why not really give back to the ocean in a really wonderful way that will generate new life, as opposed to just scattering ashes.
What we do is based on 3 different events. The first being a casting. We help them place their cremated remains from their loved one in an artificial reef.
We went and all got together in this concrete yard, basically, in Sarasota, and all of the Eternal Reef family was there and sort of walked us through the experience, told us what was going to happen.
Don Brawley has been making reef balls since 1999.
Well, basically a reef ball is a designed man-made artificial reef that is designed to mimic a natural coral head. It has holes in it which allow the energy of the waves to pass through, and so they don't flip over.
But the idea of creating a memorial reef came as a surprise.
My father-in-law came over for dinner one night and he said, Don, I got a favor to ask you. When I pass away, I'm going to be cremated, and I'd like you to do me a favor and put my remains in those artificial reefs you make. He said he'd rather spend eternity down there with all that life and excitement going on.
This isn't a funeral, and we're not a cemetery. We're reef builders. The funeral is a separate event. We come later.
There are over 600 eternal reefs in several permitted locations along the U.S. coast. For family members, the entire process can be a healing experience.
Having all those families together, having the same experience helps them all.
The whole process for me was extremely cathartic. It took 2 months to complete, so it wasn't like you go to a service and you go to the burial and then it's done. It took time. There was a lot of thought that went into it, and to actually be involved in the process really helped with the grieving for myself and my son.
And underwater, the reef balls can help restore much-needed habitat.
The coral reefs act like an oasis in the ocean. Once we place the memorial reefs on the bottom, very quickly fish move right in. Within a year, you have a pretty good growth layer on the reef. And within just a few years, essentially you have a living overcoat around the memorial reef.
Exactly 1 year after his reef was placed, we went back out and dove on it. The whole area is completely grown up with sea life and all sorts of little critters growing on the reefs and lots of fish growing around there. It really is sustaining life in the ocean, and my husband would be thrilled. He'd be thrilled to know that he had done that, contributed in that way.
At a time of pain and sorrow, these families are using their loss to do something positive. They're making sure that life really does go on. For Forecast Earth, I'm meteorologist Brent Bass.